OG tour space, and as you can tell from the title, it's gonna be a solo podcast. I used to do these before tour spaces, and I was just seeing what worked and what didn't. Um, and again, I know people may want to join. This is just gonna be a solo podcast. The reason why I started doing this is usually on a Happy Punch tour space, I interview people, and I love it. I enjoy doing it. And at the end, I have the fans come in, ask questions and stuff like that. I know people want to talk, but as you read the title, slow podcast. So I'm just going to be, talking. Um, I'm gonna start doing these again because again, on Hate Punch, production tour space, you interview people, let the fans come in, and at the end, I said all what I had to say. This time I can really break down and get in depth on the upcoming events. And truthfully, there's so many coming up. That's why YouTube Boxing Season. This is the return of the YouTube Boxing Season podcast. On this one, I'm going to break down a couple fights from the Social Gloves 2 event. For this one, I'm going to break down Gib versus Austin McBroom and Saleh versus Landon McBroom. I'm going to do Blueface and Nick Young tomorrow. People who don't know, this is like 7 a.m. my time. So, I got home from work, so, I'm half asleep, whatever. I'm going to go ahead and get into it. So, this week I will be doing a prediction and breakdown of Social Gloves 2. Today I'm going to do a couple fights. Tomorrow, a couple more fights, and so on. I will also be doing a breakdown prediction for J. Paul versus Senior Rodman Jr. And of course, Misfits 2, KSI versus Wasabi. But for this week, I'm just going to break down. And, like I said, it's 7 a.m. my time. So a lot of people isn't on here. So this will be uploaded on my YouTube and probably on iTunes and Spotify. I haven't really been on my iTunes Spotify game, but I'll probably upload this one. But again, I'm only going to break down the prediction for Austin versus Gib and Landon versus Adam Saleh. Okay, start with the main event, Gib versus Austin McBroom. As you can see by the Social Gloves 2 press conference, Austin was doing shit to try to get under Gib's skin. It worked. When he did the little Gib, I found shit funny. Was it corny? Was it cringe? Yes, but that is YouTube boxing. We can't like cringe shit. It's part of YouTube boxing DNA. But yeah, so again, Gib skin. He tweeted out, "I want to be the man who burned down Social Gloves." So, excuse me. So, Austin definitely pissed Gib off. He lit fire underneath him. If it wasn't already lit before, it definitely is now. Um, but yeah, I'm looking very much to that main event. That whole card is, it's pretty good. Could be better, absolutely. But for what it is, it's a pretty decent card. But yeah, right now I'm talking about the main event. And with me saying that, I'm going with Gib. I know it's gonna be 10-ounce gloves, pro. I'm going with Gib, and I get Gib by decision. I really can't see him stopping Austin McBroom. The only way I can see him stopping Austin McBroom just gas. And that may happen. Gib, after G Paul, Gib is the most experienced YouTube boxer. It's not KSI, it's not Logan. It's Gib. This week Gib's fifth fight, second pro fight. Um, so Gib is just a more experienced fighter. And the one thing no one's really talk about for Austin is, well, against Austin is he just had his Ace Family Fest. Like they was doing carnivals and this and that. Um, I think he did something right before that as well. Basically, Austin has not been taking this fight 24/7, 7 days a week for the last 3 4 months. And when you are a fighter, you have to do that. You have to think about this fight 24/7. You have to be obsessed with your opponent. That's what Austin has been. If anything, Austin talking about KSI when the KSI looking over good, and it's gonna come back to haunt him. It's just gonna come back to haunt him. But yeah, we're gonna say a Move Give. We're gonna say a pissed off Give. Um, he knows not to leave it in the hands of judges. Look what happened last time. They almost screwed him over. But from what I can see, to me, I don't think he would have had that much power. His only stop was his very first fight against Max FIFA play, and he was like twice his size. All the other fights, he was, when he won, he outboxed his opponent. So, hey, WCW, I just can't see him stopping Austin Brew. We'll see if Austin Brew has power. That's the only way, in my eyes, Austin can beat Gill if he just stops him. He catches him, and that stays on him. But I see Gill outboxing Austin easy. I don't know if it's a six or 8 round fight. Probably should do my research. But whatever it is, Gill wins via decision. Do I think anything else before I move on to Austin's brother? Oh yeah, Austin. Like I said, Austin is not 100% focused on this fight as it should be. Gibb is, and Gibb's pissed off with the little Gibb and the bias of the press conference, and not getting invited to the press conference. That's what I was gonna say. Not only is Gibb feeling violated, he's also feeling disrespect. How you not going to invite the co-main eventer at the LA press conference? That makes no sense. Like, hey, it's awesome for you. But yeah, I think that's it for Austin Ring versus Gibb. I guess I could say what happens next if Austin beats Gibb somehow. Austin versus KSI would happen because KSI and Austin was going to happen. Like Manuel Taylor, he leaked out the proposal by Austin. Like he wanted, I think, 2 million and 30% this, 30% of the pay views, the live deal. Like Austin is pricing stuff out. So, you know, everybody knows Austin wants the KSI fight. And the KSI versus Alpha Sabi, it's doing pretty good. If it was him versus Austin, it'd be much faster, much bigger business. Um, so yeah, so people don't know it's supposed to be Austin versus KSI. Actually, Showstar main event was supposed to be Gibb versus Austin Brown. And you gotta get to Austin. He dodged a bullet there. Because as we know, Showstar was a shitstorm. Um, so, but if Gibb wins, I have no idea who Gibb fights if he wins. Personally, I would like to see him fight Temper. If Temper can beat Blueface, which I think is going to happen. But yeah, if Gibb wins, he's not only celebrating Gibber, he's me than Gibb. So I'm really looking forward to that fight. That's July 30th. I'll definitely be watching. All right, give me one moment. I'm gonna get a drink of water. I'm gonna discuss Landon McBroom versus Adam Saleh. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Apologize for that, but I had to get a drink of water. I hate having dead air, even though it's only like 7 a.m. over where I'm at. But next thing I want to talk about is not the co-main event, but it is a sleeper fight and a pretty big fight for YouTube boxing. It's Landon McBroom versus Adam Saleh. Adam Saleh has a rocky boxing career. Let's just be honest. His quote unquote pro debut, which wasn't pro debut, was on the main event of Slim vs. Fuzi. And then we learned that Adam Saleh he beat Marcus, where his own manager exposed that like, yeah, allegedly Marcus was paid to lose. So, you know, that's you know, shady shit with Adam Saleh number one. His second fight, he fought Sharks, you know, Sharks as social knockout one. 3-round fight. Somehow it was declared a draw. When actuality, Adam lost. He lost clear as day. But Adam was a poster boy for social knockout. And if you're on social knockout, it's oh man, we can't have a poster boy lose. Make it to a draw. And that's exactly what happened. It was again shady shit with Adam Saleh 2. Number 3, it's been a long time since I mentioned this dude. Social knockout 2, Adam Saleh fought Anus. That isn't his real name, but I'll call him Anus because he's ass at boxing. He fought him, and I think it went 3 rounds, 4 rounds. Adam should have got him out of there round 1. But then Adam and his promoter, well, people behind Social Knockout, they said, "Oh, Wally Sharks asked for too much money." And Shark was like, "No, like pay me what you owe me, and you guys screw me over." So boom, shit with Adam number 3. So it's just this dark cloud around Adam. Like he needs a legit win. Not only does he need a legit fight, he needs a legit win. And this is a pro debut, so all that shady shit with Adam goes out the window. They're doing something professional now. And with Landon McBroom, he's the brother of Austin. He fought Ben Aslard, I believe that's his name, on Social Wells 1. And again, Landon looked good in that fight, but look at his opponent. His opponent was literally spinning. He was running and he literally did a 360 spin trying to get away from punches. So you can't say Slim fights tomato cans when so it has Lemon Broom. But again, Lemon Broom, he wants to show like, no, I'm legit. My last opponent was man, my skills are legit. So this fight is a sleeper because Blueface versus Swaggy P, bigger name. Battle of the Runbacks is a bigger name. I understand, but for me, this is it. Landon has something to prove, and Adam has something to prove. All right, sorry about that. Again, 7 a.m. I don't be yawning on the mic. Again, supposedly this is pro because Lambert Broom has a profile on BoxRec, and so does Austin. But I don't think Adam Saleh has a profile yet. If when you're a pro fight, you have to be in the same weight class. That's the one thing with YouTube boxing. They've been able to find this loophole where it's amateur or exhibition, and you can be like within 10 pounds of each other, or 7, 8 pounds, and again, for YouTube boxing, that's fine. But now this is pro, meaning professional. I have no idea how Adam and Len is going to be in the same weight class. When you look, when they did that press conference and they stood face to face, they looked like they was like 20, 30 pounds between them. And as of right now, it's less than 2 weeks. So I have no idea how that fight is going to go. My prediction, either A, that fight doesn't happen, or B, it's not a pro fight, it's an exhibition. But again, it's kind of hard when we learn because they try to get Ryan Johnston versus Nick Ireland too. Nick Ireland was like, pay me, and so Glow wasn't going to pay him. So Adam Saleh, he kind of was. I don't want to say the second, third choice for Landon McBroom. I can tell he wasn't the first one, and you're not going to get big name. But only the social girls have a bad rep. Let's just get that away. They got a bad rep. They don't pay people as well. So, however, if by chance this fight happens, and it's pro and all that jazz, this might be. Oh, I'm sorry. My prediction: this will be the best fight of the whole card. Adam versus Lemon Broom. Again, so many brothers, YouTube boxers, they kind of want to get the shadow of the brothers. You had Dad UK side. It ain't working because he's losing. But look what Jake, doing Logan. Like Jake has, so that's his brother's shadow in boxing. So you best believe Landon wants to do the same thing. He wants to impress people. And again, Adam Saleh, Adam has the skills. Like you can look at him, he has the skills. He doesn't have a legit win. He doesn't have a legit fight. There's so much shade has happened. If I had to pick, and I know I see requests, and as you can see by the title, it's a solo podcast. I'm gonna start doing these. So if you're watching on YouTube or listen to Spotify, you're like, what are you talking about? I do these on Twitter Spaces. It's probably just easier for me to record and upload and etc. But as I was saying, if Landon versus Adam actually happens, I'm gonna pick Landon. Landon's bigger, stronger, and unlike Austin, Austin has been doing the Look Harmful, the Fan Fest. He did something else earlier this year. I forgot. Like basically, he just isn't focused. Austin isn't focused. Landon, on the other hand, he's constantly been in the gym. He's constantly been working. Like before we even knew Showstar was a thing back in November, December, or October, Landon was in the gym. So I can really tell he's really uh, found passion and love for boxing. If Landon versus Adam do in fact happen, and if it's a pro, I'm picking Landon. I didn't say Landon via stoppage. Why not? Because Adam almost got stopped when he fought Sharks in Social Knockout 1. If it was longer than 3 rounds, he would have got stopped. Period. And I 100% see Adam getting stopped here by Landon. All right, just give me one more minute, guys. I'm gonna do Blueface versus Swaggy P. Boy, after seeing that train footage, I know a lot of people want to hear my opinion on that. So just give me 1 second. Okay, I am back. All right, so I wrote down Give versus Austin. I have Give via decision. If Landon Broom versus Adam Saleh is in fact a pro bout and they somehow in the same weight class, I got Landon versus stoppage. But now I don't know if this is the co-main event. No, it's not. This is the third fight, but this is uh, the people's main event. To quote Ariel Hawani. Donna, what's going on, man? As you can see by the title, this is a solo podcast. I'm just breaking down social gloves. So it's gonna be solo today. I am planning to get some guests for the heavy punch tour space later in the week. Um, oh yeah, but since you just got here, I got Gibb versus Austin via decision. I have Adam Saleh. Oh no, I have Landon McBroom stopping Adam Saleh. And I want to talk about the people's main event. That, of course, is Blueface versus Swaggy P. And well, if you've been on Twitter or IG or any of that, you see that viral clip of Swaggy P. He's hitting the mitts and he's going in slow motion. Now people saying, is he trolling? Is he serious? Whatever. I went on Swaggy P's IG stories, and I think he was like playing a game today or this weekend. I'm not sure because I've been at work. But that dude is playing the game. I mean, Blueface is trained, but he's also doing concerts. Blueface isn't, 100%. But you can't just be picking up basketball games, man. You just can't. And and Blueface is gonna be busy this summer. He got Social Gloves too, and he got Misfits too. Oh, sorry, and he got Misfits also. Um, we don't know the date for Misfits too yet. But yeah, the people's main event. Blueface versus Swaggy P. This shouldn't be hard. This really shouldn't be a hard fight. I got Blueface. He has the experience. He fought on the bare knuckle event, even though his fight wasn't bare knuckle. That was very strange. And even though he is, doing concerts, doing this, doing whatever, he's still taking it more seriously than Nick Young is. And then if you look at the press conference, Swaggy P, as tall as Blueface is, Swaggy P is even taller. Nick Young 6'7". I think Blueface is 6'3", 6'4". So if anything, Swaggy just needs to use his reach advantage. If anything, he needs to use his reach, his height, and just survive. Now it was mentioned that Nick Young's dad was actually a boxer, but as we saw, his son turned to a basketball player. So just because his dad was a pro boxer doesn't mean he's gonna be a pro boxer. But Blueface versus Nick Young, just going to the judges. There's no way that Nick Young will get knocked out. I see him grabbing, holding, just surviving. And again, Blueface, he's not 100% dedicated either. So, you know, there's no, guarantee that Blueface is going to have the power and stamina in round 3 or 4. I don't know if that fight's a professional fight. And as we know from previous YouTube boxing, oh, this fight's gonna be pro fight. This fight gonna be pro. In that fight week, really Friday, we figure out, oh no, this is gonna be exhibition. Oh no, this is gonna be amateur. So, you know, we'll see about that. But so Blueface versus Nick Young. I'm wrong with Blueface via decision. Like I said, the only way I can see Nick Young win, that's his reach advantage. That's it. Um, so yeah, give me 1 second to get some water. The next 2 fights will probably be quick because there's isn't that much to go on. But just give me 1 second. All right, and again for people who is here, people who listen on YouTube, I will start doing these solo podcasts more. Just now, there's a reason, like boom, we got we got social gloves too. The very next week, Triple versus Hakeem Rockman Jr. And then weeks after that, you get Misfits, KSI versus Al-Sabi. So I will continue to interview people on how you punch, but so you know what? I want you to break down these cards and fights like I used to. I literally used to do this before, like I said, like let me do podcasts, let me do the stereo app, let me do IG live. I was just doing all, and then boom, tour spaces was my thing. Um, these next 2 fights is gonna be really quick. The co-main event is Adrian Peterson versus Le'Veon Bell. They're the co-main event because they are the biggest names. For people who don't know, main people who live in the UK or out not in the US, Adrian Peterson is one of the greatest running backs of all time. If that dude won a Super Bowl, he would be top 5. That's how great he is. So seeing him fight is ridiculous. Nate Robinson, good basketball player, he ain't going to Hall of Fame. Darren Williams, good basketball player, he ain't going to Hall of Fame. Frank Gore's going to Hall of Fame. That's because he's was leading in the league for 15, 17 years. He has got a whole bunch of rushing yards. Being Frank Gore will tell you he ain't the level of a Peterson, a legit former uh, MVP. He had 2,000 yards rushing in one season. Now again, all that has nothing to do with boxing, but this shows the type of athlete. Pearson is famous for tearing the ACL, and decades ago, when he had an ACL tear, he was out for a year minimum. Adrian Peterson came back in 9 months. He got injured during the NFL season and came back and started like week 1 of the NFL season. Ridiculous. So he's a freak athlete. Le'Veon Bell, he was at his time one of the best running backs. He wasn't number 1, but he was at least top 5, top 6, and he held out 1 year. Can't fault him for that, but as he says, a work decision. And since that, he's been just on spiral. Team to team to team. Tonight he wants to fight Jake Paul. So yeah, excuse me. Safe to say that Le'Veon Bell needs this fight. Okay, so for people who don't know, that's the history. When it's about the running backs, they're not lying. Peterson, a Hall of Famer, and one of the greatest of all time, and Le'Veon Bell, he was one of the best of his era. But because of bad decisions, he now wants boxing to be his second career. And I can believe him. He's seen what Jake Paul is doing. He wants a Jake Paul fight, but who doesn't? So yeah, I really think Le'Veon was serious about this. I even did a little bit of research, and Pearson said years ago when he would fumble the ball, like I think one season he was really bad. In the off season, he started picking up boxing. Not no fights or no sparring. He's picked it up. He said since then is minimized his fumbling. So when I heard that, I was like, oh shit! So he's been doing this for a while. Kind of like remember when Dr. Mike said he did this for 10 years. He wasn't boxing for 10 years. He did some boxing training and stuff like that for 10 years. That's why he's more comfortable in the ring. So Pearson, he's comfortable. Again, that's when he was in his prime. But if you look at Le'Veon Bell, he's been in the gym training for a fight. And I think that's two totally different things. And Bell is younger, he's fresher, um, and he's more hungry. Like if Pearson wins, it's probably one done. If Le'Veon Bell wins, this is a new career for him. So I'm gonna go with Le'Veon Bell. I don't know if I can see a stoppage. And you know what? This might be a rare stoppage or a corner stoppage. Truth be told, because Pearson, it won't be because Le'Veon looks so great. It's because of how little Pearson do. And again, I don't know the rounds. I should probably done research, but this fight, even though it's the co-main event, all the fights lined up. This is probably like my second bottom. I'm most excited for. But I still watching, of course. So I put Le'Veon Bell, ref stoppage or corner stoppage. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna do my last one. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna wrap this thing up. And again, I'm gonna start doing this, man. I'm gonna start doing these solo podcasts. I have fun. I can really go in depth because a lot of times after these interviews, I'm exhausted. I'm talking for like an hour, hour and a half, and I'm like, I'm done for the day. So I'm gonna start doing these solo podcasts. So let's give me 1 second. I'm gonna wrap this up. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. One thing, Donna aboard Pratt from the No Limit podcast, he was featured in a boxing scene. Well, he wasn't featured, but his interview with Hakeem Rotman Jr. YouTube Boxing Scene, boxing.com. So the YouTube boxing media, it's getting up there, man. This is gonna be our year. This is gonna be our year, man. And of course, you do great stuff as usual. So the YouTube boxing media, man, this is gonna be a fantastic year for us. Um, but okay, now I'm gonna finish up with the fight that was a late edition. Uh, Cory versus Chase. I don't know their full names. Again, you guys can see I'm very research. I think Chase Demoor and who is the other guy? Cory. I don't know. Dude that was on Team On, whatever. Cory versus Chase. Again, if you watched the Social Glove 2 press conference, one dude, Cory is more fit. That dude's jacked. You see his IG, like, yo, this dude's fit. His opponent, Chase Demoor, he's tall, he has to reach. I don't know if these dudes are in the same weight class as well. I don't know. A lot of these stuff I'm gonna wait till fight week. See if this is actual pro fighting. Like, if they in the same. Like, if you sign up for 175, one can't be 170, the other one, other person can be 181. You both gotta be at 175. But again, we'll see. Um, that one is it's a late edition. I'm not familiar with them. Drug people I follow isn't really. They both are at TV star. I think one was on Too Hot to Handle, and the other guy was on. Uh, what's the one? The Challenger? Yeah, the Challenger on MTV, whatever. And again, I do know the Chaser Moore. He's trained with coach staff. Coach staff in the building. So if I had to pick, I'm going with Chase. Only because he has coach staff as his coach, and coach staff is not going to do him wrong. Um, but yeah, I think that's it from our Social Gloves 2 prediction. Um, we know they try to make Ryan Johnson versus Nick Ireland 2 happen. It didn't happen. They try to get Slim, even though he's injured, but they also try to get some other people. They wasn't trying to spend no money. So, hey, as long as Social Glove 2 happens, then maybe Social Glove 3 is going to happen. But yeah, it's going to do, guys. This is my Social Glove 2 prediction and breakdown. Again, probably this week, if I get time, I think I'm going to do the J. Paul versus SZN Rotman Jr. breakdown. But if not this week, I do intend to, interview people on the Happy Punch promotion tour space. Always next week. But again, there's plenty of events happening this year. Plenty. So I think there's one rumored to be in October. That one might be Misfits as well, or Showstar. Who knows? It could be a new event that could happen. But again, this is a solo podcast. Big interviews coming soon on Hit Punch Tour Space, so make sure you're tuning in for that one. This YouTube boxing season, July 30th, Social Gloves 2, August 6th, Jake Paul versus SC Rotman Jr., August 27th, KSI versus Al-Sabi. And it's low key the Heavy Punch takeover. I think out of 7 fights, Heavy Punch has 5 fighters on that card. So it's return of KSI. It's also the Heavy Punch coming out party. So yeah. There's gonna be a Heavy Punch party if everybody wins, if they go 5-0. So yeah, that's gonna do it for Social Gloves 2 prediction. I wonder. Oh, ticket sales. How is your ticket sales? As of right now, today is July 18th. There's plenty of tickets on sale. That's what I want to talk about. I have no idea why Austin picked the Staples Center. I know just ego because he sold us out years before for this charity basketball. But that's when before his name was dragged through the mud. When he was attached to so many lawsuits, becoming a scammer, and just the whole world just, like I said, I don't trust this guy. But yeah, it's plenty of tickets left. You probably should. I think the forum is in LA. I think that seats like 10,000 people, maybe 15,000. You probably should have, swallow his pride and ego and go there. Because come fight night, I don't know if it's gonna be 10,000 people in the Staples Center, but even it is, only having 10,000 people in that big arena going bad. He definitely should have swallowed his pride and go to the forum. Um, but yeah, that's it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh yeah, we had a press conference, and of course, Peterson and Gibb wasn't there. And on fight week, hopefully, hopefully, we see a press conference face to face with Gibb and Austin and all that. Like we normally see in boxing and UFC. I hope we see that for. I know we're gonna see it with Drake first. I hope we see that with Social Gloves, and I hope we see that with Misfits. I really hope that on Thursday we see a press conference. Let's be honest, this Social Glove, it could use all the more extra promotion it can get. So yeah, that's something I want to talk about. The Social Glove 2 ticket sales isn't great. The event's only 13 days away. I don't see any big magic trick they can do that can make people buy tickets or even buy pay-per-view. I don't know. I mean, it's still 13 days away. Crazy shit has happened. Um, Pay-per-view sales, I'll be buying it. I'll be watching. Social Glove 1, it did more than 100K. I think it was like 150K, 120K, something like that. Again, not bad. I'll be shocked if this Social Glove 2 do between 50 and 70K. I think I'm probably being generous, but that's my prediction. So low attendance, dramatic drop off from pay-per-view ticket sales from last year. You might pick like 50, 70K. Yeah, that's my prediction for Social Glove 2. But hey, hopefully I'm wrong. Again, I am Mr. YouTube Boxing SZN. The more YouTube boxing events, the better. I want everybody to, first, I want the fighters to entertain us. Then, of course, be healthy, protect yourself, so you can fight again and again and again. And of course, get paid, you know. Um, but yeah, so this is my first of many solo podcasts I'm going to do. Today, Social Glove 2 breakdown, gradation. If I don't do the J. Paul versus Seen Ramen Jr. breakdown this week, I'm definitely going to do it next week. And then, of course, I'm doing the Misfits event because all the fights in arena and et cetera, has been announced. But yeah, that's going to do it. So if you want to listen to the whole podcast, I'm going to upload it on YouTube. I might even upload it on Spotify and iTunes. I've been kind of, I haven't been on my iTunes Spotify game lately, but I'm probably going to have to change that. But yeah, so this is my first of many solo podcasts I'm start doing. So yeah, peace out. Oh yeah, make sure you find my Twitter, IG, Fight Lounge. You know, you'll find me. You'll find my tweets. You'll find my IG stories and my posts. So yeah, peace out.